Hello everyone, welcome to this video tutorial and on animation. We are going to be discussing one of the fundamentals of animation today, and that is human motion. If you're unfamiliar with this program, Source Filmmaker, go watch a different video. I'm not going to tell you that. This is a video tutorial for human motion exclusively. I don't actually, I don't know how to train anyone on this program, unfortunately. So you will have to go to what? So we got the camera working, and now we are going to bring in a model. I like to use, let's see here, this particular model. It's a very nice human character. So we'll place him there. Let's take a look, see how that looks. That looks pretty good. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and rig your model. So human motion. The first thing we're going to do is make him wave. Waving is a basic human function. You probably encounter it on a daily basis. So waving is something you're gonna want to know how to make a character perform. It's really one of the bases of animation is the wave. When you go to Disney, they will do what they call the wave check, and they will bring you to the animator studio and see if you know how to wave. Pixar does the same thing. So if you want a career in animation, you're going to want to watch this video. So we're starting off on a pretty powerful stance here. This is sort of what we would call an unnatural stance. Humans generally stand with a slightly lower waist. Your waist is going to start out too high. He's in a stressed position currently. So you want to lower the waist and widen lower the waist and widen the stance. Widen the stance. Because you'll find that the default position that most models come in is not as you can see, it's not a natural stance at all. So you want to lower the hips and widen the stance. And I've gone ahead, I've actually made that in animation so you can really see the difference that makes. Here we see, what is this? An alien? A robot? Oh, it's my neighbor Greg, right? There's a big difference there, and that's something you want to, it's that human element that you want to capture to make animation convincing, really. Because that's what it is. It's all about making the viewer believe in what they're seeing. So then we're going to head. Generally, waves start with what we're going to call the target arm. They start with the target arm in a lower position. You may be wondering, hey, I've already got the arm up there. Why not just move from there? And if you were to move forward with that, you would see that you lose an element of that wave, you lose an element of that human motion, and you lose that convincing humanity, really. So we're gonna have him. And I'm gonna have him. We have him in his starting position, and we're gonna have him move into the wave, So when you wave, you actually, you may not realize this, but you actually do twist, just a little bit. And you do, in a way, readjust your stance. It's sort of a subconscious movement, but you do, in fact, readjust your standing when you wave. So we'll have him come up here and get into the first part of his wave. And you'll see that he's he's readjusting his facing, right? And you can see that come together. When we don't have that adjustment, you can see clearly something's wrong there. It's a little, almost uncanny valley. Something's not right, and that's because he doesn't have that hip motion that you just sort of unconsciously do when you wave. So we're not gonna work to the wave. So he's gonna go from the right, and get a little bit of arm rotation there, to the left. Yeah. So you can see it's a fairly simple, I mean, even you could do it. Even you could do it, really. It's an extremely simple motion. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna actually add some sort of chest movement here, which you'll see. Which you'll see here. We're gonna have him sort of move along here with his arm, sort of like a hey, you know. He's really putting his effort into that wave. Yeah. So this is looking pretty good, but I know you're saying, you know, something doesn't look right, something looks off. And it's a pitfall for animators to forget the limb that they're not focused on. In this case, that's that left arm. It's just sticking out there. You know, if you next time you're out and about and you see your friends, your neighbors, watch them wave. And you may not realize this, but their other arm does not float statically in space. It moves dynamically with their body. So how do we achieve that? Source Filmmaker, the program that we're using for this tutorial today, has an amazing feature. If your program doesn't have this feature, I recommend, you know, using a better program like Source Filmmaker. I know a lot of you may be Blender users. I think it's best if you're just starting out at Blender, now's a great time to move on to Source Filmmaker. It's a much more polished and refined program. You'll find Blender is limited in what it can do, what it can put out. It's clunky, crashes a lot all the time, overall terrible, an abandoned project, never updated, never optimized, semi-functional, while SFM is a far more polished product. And SFM is free too. So, you know, lots of reason to dump programs like Blender. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just do that here. And this is just some technical stuff. It's not important, not part of the lesson. You can ignore it. But you'll see here now. What you'll see here. There we go. Now all of a sudden, it's like you're watching Pixar's Soul. This is what you see. This is how people reach the kind of animation that you see in Soul. It's remembering these key elements of human motion. And I'll play this a couple more times on repeat for you guys so that you can really see this. Really let this sink in, you know. Look at the elements of this. Try to take in, you know. Learn. Really what I want you to do from this is to learn. And I'll go ahead and, you know, a special treat for you guys. I will play this in slow motion. And that should give you plenty of time to really take in, because it's a lot happening at once. There's a lot that goes on in the human body, and even what initially seems like a simple thing like waving, you just do it off the top of your head, but there's a lot more to it than you initially realize. But when you capture all these elements like that, it's clear as day. It's that easy to animate properly. So that's going to conclude today's tutorial. You know, like, subscribe, share, bookmark, download, re-upload, translate, dub it, dub this video for your native country, wherever that may be. Get it out there so that more people can learn these skills that I'm teaching for free and efficiently, quickly. I'm teaching you this. This was not a long video. You can animate like this now. So just, get this out there. And more videos like this to come. I'll be covering more topics in animation. So I will see you then, and we'll all have our graduation caps on by the end of this.